Hello everyone. So, in the last session, we studied about the inheritance of one gene. In that, we studied monohybrid cross and that dog flower crosses, independent assortment, and then one more is we studied about the codominance. So, those were the inheritance of one gene concept. Those three comes under the inheritance of one gene concept. But today we are going to study about the inheritance of two gene. Let me write that. Inheritance of two gene. So the name itself saying two gene inherit at the same time. And we also study about the dihybrid cross. So, how two genes inherit at the same time? In the first case study, that is Mendel or monohybrid cross, what Mendel did, he selected only one character, that was tall and dwarf. He crossed the plant which is of tall in nature. One plant which is of tall nature, he crossed that tall plant with the dwarf plant. And what was the result? In the F1 hybrid, he got the tall plant. Why I am repeating this? Because this was the first case study what we studied in this chapter. Okay, so only one character inherited from one generation to other generation. That was the character was tall and dwarf. For tall was the dominant character or dominant trait. Dwarf was the recessive trait. So these allele, only one allele, that is or one dominant gene inherit, or it shows its character, it get expressed in the F1 generation. But here in the dihybrid cross or in the inheritance of two gene concept, Mendel selected two characters, two contrasting characters. Let me remind one more time the 7 characters that we studied in the introduction class of the chapter. The 7 characters, just go through that 7 characters. I'll only select only 2 characters out of 7. 7 were like stem height, and then flower color, and then seed color, and then seed shape. So out of 7 character, here I'm selecting 2 character of dominant trait and 2 characters of recessive. The thing is, shape of seed that is round, which is in the dominant gene or which is a dominant trait. The recessive trait of this dominant is wrinkle. And one more character I am selecting here, that is color of seed. The dominant nature of the color of the seed is yellow and the recessive one is green. So these are the 2 contrasting characters of Mendel. He took or he selected these 2 characters to explain the inheritance of 2 gene. In the same way or in the same time, we also studying the law of independent assortment. When we start crossing these 2 plants, I'll tell you that the law also. Let me write this in a proper manner. Just remember, this is one character, contrasting character, and this is one contrasting character. Round is the dominant trait, wrinkle is the recessive trait of shape of the seed. Yellow is the dominant trait and green is the recessive trait of color of the seed. So, we will write the parent generation here. The parent generation, what we selected these two characters, now that you have to write here. Simultaneously you just write it, round, yellow, and we are going to cross the homozygous pure line. Remember what we did in the monohybrid cross? We selected the pure lines. The tall was in the homozygous condition and the dwarf was also in the homozygous condition. The same manner we have to select the character, or we have to select the plants of pure lines while crossing the plant. Round yellow, wrinkle green. So, this is all about the parent generation. So, after that parent generation, what we have to write here? We have to write the genotype of the parent. So, genotype it is just an indication of genes. We are giving some alphabetic letters to determine this character. Okay. For the round, I am writing here, or I am choosing the capital R. We should not write only single capital R when we are indicating the genotype of parents. We have to write in a, so because these are the alleles, a pair of alleles, yellow, capital Y, capital Y. Why I wrote capital R and capital Y? Because these are the pure lines, pure breed it is. There will be no heterozygous condition in the plant. And meanwhile, you have to take the recessive gene, pure line, recessive gene in sense for the capital R or for the round seed color, round the shape of the seed, the recessive trait is wrinkle. It means if we have taken capital R over here, we have to write the smaller under wrinkle condition or wrinkle trait, which indicates the recessive gene of the shape of the seed. So, now here green, for the green what we should write here? We have to write the small y. Came to know, right? Why we have chosen the capital R and capital Y. So, the next step is we should write the gametes of the parent generation, or these genotypes gamete we have to write here. Though again I will come back to this monohybrid cross. When we cross these two plants, we selected the gametes. Gametes means one will be the male gamete, one more will be the female gamete. Here the alleles, they segregate at the time of gamete formation by means of meiosis. So, what we got here? Only we got the capital T and small t, and you learn this as one is male gamete and one more is female gamete. Only one gene transmits to the male gamete, one gene transmits to the female gamete. Likewise, here also one gene segregate at the time of gamete formation. I will put the comma here, which indicates the capital R and small capital Y. Here also small r, small y. So, we have what we have? We have four types of gametes, right? One gamete, it is carrying the dominant gene of this plant and dominant of this character, and one gene is carrying the dominant gene of one more character. Likewise, this also. We are going to cross these gametes. Consider this is one plant. okay, having the dominant gametes. Consider this is also one plant having these genes in female gamete. Consider this as a female gamete and male gamete. When we fertilize this, when we hybrid this in the F1 generation or in the in the offspring, what we'll get? We'll get the offsprings having the genotype like capital R and small r, capital Y and small y. Will you write the phenotype of this offspring without looking at the board? So, what you have to write? What will be the phenotype of this offspring? Round and yellow. Round, yellow offspring. It means the next generation, the what we get the plant when we cross these gametes, the plant will be having a round seed and yellow color seed. So, these two contrasting character expressed in the F1 generation. Okay. So, next what we have to do, we have to go through the F2 generation. F2 generation, I'll come again to the monohybrid cross. In the F2 generation, what we did, though consider this as the F1 generation offspring, we self pollinate this F1 generation offspring. Capital T small t, capital T small t. When we self pollinate, we got the ratio of 1:2:1 of genotypic. This is the genotypic ratio, and phenotypic ratio was 3:1. Okay, we will check the genotypic ratio and phenotypic ratio of F2 generation of dihybrid cross. So, you have to concentrate more. Here, I am going to write the F2 generation now. F2 generation, the first step is we are going to self pollinate the F1 generation offspring. Capital R, capital Y, small y. Got it? So, we have to take the gametes of it. How to take the gametes of it? How the gametes segregate? So, there is the twist. So, 50% of the gametes take the capital gene. Capital gene means dominant gene like this, and 50% will take the recessive gene. So, I am writing the gametes of this parent. What this parent indicates? This parent is round and yellow, but it is in heterozygous condition. The segregation of gametes it is little bit far differ from the monohybrid cross. Now, we wrote only one character here. 50% of the gamete takes the dominant gene and 50% of the gametes take the recessive gene. Along with this character also segregate, it should also get segregate. How it will segregate? Concentrate here, the capital Y or the dominant gene segregate to the 50% of the gametes and 50% of the gametes, and recessive gene, it gets segregate or it gets split in the 50% of the gametes. Okay. Likewise, all the gametes carries one of the character of the parents. So, that indicates the law of independent assortment. What the law states? The factors or the genes of 2 or 3 characters, contrasting characters, it independently segregate or it independently divide, right? Independently it is getting dividing at the time of gamete formation. So, at the time of gametes, what I am putting in the circles, these are all the gametes. That law states the law of independent assortment. All the factors segregating individually. Likewise, here also I will write the same thing. So, that's all about the gametes distribution. So, next step, what you have to do? You have to take these gametes on one side and these gametes on one more side. Consider these gametes as male gamete and these gametes as female gamete, because it is similar. Why? Because we are selfing the parent generation. So, we will write the Punnett square now, taking these gametes on the top position and these gametes are on the left row. So, put the Punnett square . Okay. So, here you have to draw 4 columns and 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So, at the top of this Punnett square, I will write the gametes. What we got in the this one, no? When we self-pollinate the parent, what we get the gametes, those gametes I am writing on one side so this should be like that, in that manner. Got it? So, these are the gametes. These are all the gametes. How many offsprings we are expecting here? Here we are expecting 16 offsprings, because the number of gametes are more. When we start crossing one gamete with one more gamete, we will get number of offspring. On the basis of those offsprings, we will put the ratio of phenotype and genotype. So, one is phenotypic ratio. We have to write this after crossing all the gametes, after completing this column or this Punnett square. We have to write the phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio. Alright. So, I am going to start. Let me write the male and female gametes here. So, that indicates the male parent and female parent. Just cross this capital R and capital R, capital Y and capital Y. So, under that you have to write the phenotypic character of the offspring, round and yellow. Okay. So, here capital R and small r, capital Y and capital Y. What will be the phenotype of this type of offspring? It is round, because here we got the dominant gene. Capital R indicates the dominant gene, and here both are in the capital letter or dominant gene. The phenotypic ratio will be round yellow. Here capital R and capital R, capital Y and small y. The phenotype is round and yellow. Okay, capital R and small r, capital Y and small y. This is also round yellow. Alright, in the same way you have to cross all the gametes. In this column, what I am going to write here, capital R and small r, capital Y and capital Y. Alright, round and yellow. Okay, in the next column, small r, capital Y, capital Y. Here there is no dominant gene or dominant allele is absent here. Both are in recessive character or recessive trait. Both are in the recessive trait. So for that, what we have to write, the round shape indicates the dominant gene or dominant trait. The wrinkle or the smaller, if the smaller and smaller comes together, we have to write the wrinkle trait or wrinkle character under this. Capital Y, both are in the homozygous condition. For that we have to write the yellow character, wrinkle and yellow. So this is for differ from these type of genes. We'll move on by taking the next gametes, small r and capital R and capital Y, small y, capital Y, small y. So round yellow. Are you following me? And this one will be small r, capital Y, small y, wrinkle yellow. Next is capital R, capital Y, small y, round yellow, capital R, capital Y, small y, round yellow, capital R, small y. One of the offspring is having green color of the seed. It means in the one offspring it is expressing, or it means it is having the recessive trait. It means the shape of the seed will be round and the color of the seed will be green color. Okay, we'll proceed with the next, capital R, small y. Here also we got the small y condition. It means round green. The next is capital R, capital Y, small y. It means round yellow. And next is small r, capital Y, small y. Means wrinkle yellow. And capital R, small y, round green. And at the last, small r, small y, wrinkle green. So at the last gamete we got a parent like it is having the recessive trait or recessive gene of both contrasting character. So with this we have completed the Punnett square, but still we have something left, that is writing the ratio. The ratio of phenotypic and genotypic we have to write. So the phenotypic ratio, how you will write? Phenotypic means the appearance, physically appearance. How will be the offspring? It means put all the round and yellow in one side. Okay, so round and yellow. So why I am writing the round and yellow? Because here we got one round and yellow. I am writing that round and yellow in one side. Later I will start counting the round and yellow offsprings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 round and yellow offsprings are present in the Punnett square. The next phenotypic ratio or phenotype out of 16 offsprings are wrinkle yellow. Wrinkle yellow. Just count how many wrinkle yellows are present in the Punnett square. 1, 2, wrinkle yellow, 3. So anywhere else? No, only 3 wrinkle yellows are present, wrinkle yellow plants are present. And proceed with the next. After the wrinkle yellow, what else? Round green type of plant is also there. Just write it, round green, and count the number of the plants having round green contrasting character. 1 round green, 2 round green, 3 round green. So 3 round green plants are present or offsprings are present. And how many left? So total it should come 16. Okay. How I calculate the 16 offsprings here? By counting the boxes. So 16 boxes are present. So 16 boxes means 16 offsprings. At the last, one more or the last offspring is wrinkle green, that is only 1 in number. So with this we have completed the phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross, that is the 9:3:3:1. So that is the standard ratio. Don't forget to recall this ratio. Whatever you put the character, the ratio will remain same. In the examination they used to ask you about the phenotypic ratio. So what is the phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross? If they ask like that, you have to write the 9:3:3:1. Okay. So we'll start counting the genotypic ratio now. Genotypic ratio, it's little bit lengthy, but concentrate here. I'm counting this type of genotype here. Okay. First I'll write the capital R, capital R, capital Y first. It will be easier to count the or put the ratio when we put this, what is this? Genotype. Capital R, capital R, small, capital Y. Is there anything? Is there anywhere? No. Only one capital R and capital Y is present. So only one offspring is present having the homozygous dominant trait. The next is capital R, small r, capital Y. Count it here. 2, what is that? 2 type of genotype resembles the same, or sorry, 2 offsprings are there having same genotype, that you have to write here as 2, because we got 2 offsprings here. Search it. Is there anywhere else having the same type of genotype? Capital R, small r, capital Y. No, right? Just write this as 2. Next is, this is vowel. Don't count this one more time. This is vowel. So this is also vowel. And capital R, capital Y, small y. How many capital R, capital Y, small y's are present? Here one capital R, capital Y, small y is present. Put the circle. It means we have done with this offspring. Only 2 offsprings are present having the same genotype. 2. Next is capital R, capital Y, small y. How many capital R, capital Y, small y's are present? 4 capital R, capital Y, small y's are present. Put here 4. So this is done, right? Move on to the next genotype. Small r, capital Y, capital Y. How many offsprings having this type of genotype here? Only 1. So you write here like 1. The next is, this is done, right? Moving on to the next offspring. Small r, capital Y, small y. I'll write here because I don't have place there. Small r, capital Y, small y. Yeah, here also we got one offspring having the same type of genotype. So you have to write here 2. Small r, capital Y, small y. Alright, moving on to the next genotype or the next offspring. Capital R, small y. Only 1. Right? Here you write 1. Okay. The next is capital R, small y. How many offsprings having the same type of genotype? 2. At the last, what we got? Small r, small y, 1. Okay. So with this, we have completed the genotypic ratio of dihybrid cross. So if you total this ratio, it should come 16. This also, if it is coming 16 in sense, it means your genotypic ratio and phenotypic ratio is correct. So the assignment of today's session is, you have to cross two more character like flower color. You can take the flower color, seed pod, shape of the pod, color of the pod, anything you can take, but leaving these two contrasting character, and submit it to me. And if you have any doubts regarding to today's concept, just message me. With this, you have to write the law of independent assortment also. Law of independent assortment, what it states? It states the factors or genes of 2 or more contrasting characters. 2 or more contrasting characters. It independently it divides at the time of gamete formation. So that states the law of independent assortment. Okay, we will continue in the next session. Thank you.